How's Bali? Bali's beautiful. I always try and find the most beautiful place. But yeah, thanks for asking. Bali is beautiful. Hey Mark, hope you have another energy. That's it. Just missed that. Sorry. Oh yeah, energy healing session soon. Not till I get back. So when I get back, I'll definitely do a few. I hope it's helped you in the meantime, and I hope you can find a good healer. There are plenty on Mark Bajerski Pure Energy Healing Academy, loads of healers there all over the world. Find a healer. So www.pureenergyhealingacademy.com. Click on it and then scroll. Oh, you just need to look at the top bar. It'll say find a healer, and I'm sure there's a healer near you. There's quite a few healers all over the world. So, and they do absent healing. All of them have learned absent healing and do absent healing. So good luck. I don't know. I always think this, when a healer is meant to come into your life, they will. And if you send an email and they don't answer you back, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just move on. Move on. Don't think anything negative. Just move on. Do you know how many people, my nose is still red, do you know how many people ask me to do podcasts? Do you know how many people contact me to do podcasts? Tons. And how many times, I had this really, quite famous lady contact me and say, you guys probably know her, because you guys probably the ones that said you should have Mark Bajerski on, and she actually sent me a message saying, hi team Mark, some of my followers have asked me to get you on my show. Do you want to talk? And I get loads of messages like this through the year, and then I sift through them, and some I answer, and some I don't. Just whatever feels right and whatever doesn't feel right. I mean, I've asked David Icke to come on my podcast loads of times. Just doesn't feel right for him, so he doesn't. That's fair enough. Each to their own. That's their own choice. And I actually prefer doing podcasts with people who are new, who are just starting out. I get a buzz when somebody's just starting out. They've got 50 followers, and they've done a video with me, and they get a few. I mean, I can only bring out about 2,000 maximum of people who watch my videos, but it's still a lot to somebody who's brand new. And I remember those days where I wished somebody would have helped me a little bit and said, yeah, come on my podcast. I have 150,000 followers or 200,000. Wow, that'd be amazing. Share the message with the right people, and more will hear me. How deflating it is in this world where, you're really doing something beautiful, and you think, the world should know, and yet you're suppressed. So I like I've done loads of podcasts with people who are brand new, and I've done it. I've spent an hour or 2 hours with them, and guess what? They never even put it out. They never put it out. They don't even move forward with it. It's but it's okay. It's all as it should be. I've never been one to be bothered about shit like that. It either happens or it doesn't. So if you go to Mark Bajerski Pure Energy Healing Academy, which is a separate website, that's my academy website, where all the practitioners are, and how to learn pure energy healing, how to work with crystals, and the flower workshop is on there as well. People love it. People love that site, and they go on it, and people become healers, and they're on there. They're on that site as a healer. Some, their life changes. They get pregnant, they get married, or they move away, they stop doing the healing because of whatever situation. Everybody's where they are. So today I wanted to just talk about, I know you're probably bored of it already, but I want to talk about the spiritual aspect of digital ID. We all know, you all know where you stand where it comes to the phone, now you're realizing how the phone has changed humanity, changed our children, changed everything really. Nobody really is in touch with their body clocks anymore. Nobody's in touch with their spirit, soul, hardly. They're all basically programmed daily, all day long, by the black screen. It's changed humanity. It's made them sicker. It's made them more mentally ill. It's made them frustrated. It's made them angry. It's made them depressed. It's made them frustrated. What good do you think the phone has actually done? What good do you think it's done? You look back in 100 years and wonder to yourself, wow, that phone was amazing. What it did for humanity, how we grew. So, digital ID, what little I know about it, but I'd like to come at it at a different angle, not as the enslavement that and the control that government want from it. That's basically it, and control of money, your money, to be able to do what they want with it when they want. That's what digital ID is on a level of like, I've made tons of videos, guys. You know, I've made loads of videos about how the energy of government, it isn't a man, it isn't a building, it's a fictitious, it's a dark and demonic energy that people buy into. They believe in it, and because they believe in it, they're in it, and that's it. So government only functions because your belief in it. Although surely if you do something wrong, you'll be thrown into a prison and locked up for a long time. So you can clearly see that government energy is demonic in its true form. It really is, especially if you go against what that demonic force wants in way of enslaving you and the way it wants you to think. But this AI technology, this new identification through eyes and from, that's just the beginning, by the way. Digital ID is going to be so much so that you will be able to be read via chips, which will be in the body by the eye recognition. It'll be able to recognize everything about you. You can't hide from it. And once you realize Big Brother is now on steroids, you realize that it's no longer Big Brother. It's basically, if you imagine that you're a kid, you're maybe 10 years old, and the bell goes and you go into the playground and you're absolutely crapping yourself because you know the bully said he's going to kick you in, he's going to beat you in, and he's waiting for the bell. So it happened to me a lot of times. It was like, Bajerski, I'm going to kick the crap out of you at the end of the class, at the end of the bell. I'm coming looking for you. And you know that fear that you have all the way through, watching the clock tick, 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 waiting for that 3:30 bell to walk out of that door, and you are shitting yourself because the bully is just pure evil. There's just something evil about this lad who likes to cause as much pain and suffering for no reason. And you're shitting yourself. You're walking down the stairs. You're really crapping yourself because you know not only are you going to get shamed because there's going to be a big circle around you, and there's always the girls that love it, which are demonic and evil, and the lads that love it are demonic and evil as well, because they love to see somebody get hurt. They love then to go tell everybody, and you know that you're going to be the centre of attention for the next week. So surely you try and find a way to get out of that school, get away in a way that you're not confronted by it. So you sneak out of the back door, you push the emergency exit door, which you shouldn't, because the teachers say that's only used for, I'm talking about the story of my life here. And you run like crazy because you don't want to be beat up. Now, digital ID is basically that, but not because the bully's just told you and now you have to wait 2 hours It basically means that it's the big bully tells you that he's going to beat the crap out of you, and it's any given moment, which means that digital ID is going to, on a spiritual level, bring out more fear in people when they realize what it means. See, people think that digital ID is connected to whatever they sell it, just like Facebook was sold to you because you're so lovely. We want you to share your loveliness. We want to share your photos. You talk to your family, right? That's how Facebook was programmed into humanity so that they believed it. And now you know that it's bullshit, and your status, your 20 years on Facebook can be just shut down in an instant. You can lose everything that you've put on there, your memories, just like that. Doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a crap about you. Digital ID is the next level bullying, the next level of heartless, demonic energy that passes through the digital ID. You see, ultimately the digital ID is going to, without people knowing, it's going to set fear into people all day long. Once they've realized that digital ID is out, they are going to be in fear, and they're going to do one of two things. They're going to rebel, but only so far, or they're going to comply. And complying to digital ID is like selling your soul to the devil. So spiritually speaking, the world will end up like China. And if you know anything about China, it is an enslaved part of the world where all you have is soulless robots that look like humans that basically work on a level of a brain. So it's only a brain, and the brain has been controlled that much that it's happy to live its life in this controlled environment, and it does exactly what it's told. It has no thought, no expression, no love, no compassion, because it's limited to what it can think and feel. So if you have a bad thought, you're not allowed to express yourself, because if you do, the digital ID of, just say you've got, let's say each month 500 points. If you have a bad thought and you share that bad thought, then digital ID will see you, beating in a way of spiritual beating. It's a demonic beating. It will steal from you what you never had anyway, because it's all bullshit, it's all an illusion. But the whole point is they want you to think that you've got credits. They want you to believe that your life is based on credits, and that's it. So you look at your credits as if it's your life. You can't eat without credits. You can't live in a home without credits. You can't go anywhere without credits. Credits basically is everything. There was once a film that came out, and it was about time. And at a certain point, you had time on your wrist here. And when that time ran out, your heart would just stop and you'd die. And I don't know if you saw the film. The guy from Peaky Blinders, I can't remember his name, strange name, I never remember his name. The guy from, is it the Hindenburg or something like that, I can't remember, but he's kind of famous. He was the policeman in it. And then there was the singer, the young lad who used to know Michael Jackson, the singer, the young white lad, can't remember his name, Justin Timberlake, I think he was called. He was the lad who played the part of it and tried to change the world, tried to show people that it wasn't about time, and he wanted to give time to everybody. Digital ID is exactly the same as that. That film is basically digital ID in a nutshell. So if any of you guys, maybe you guys could mention the name of the film. Remember that film? In Time? Was it called In Time? All right, maybe you should watch it, guys, because basically In Time, if that's what it's called, is exactly what's coming. And In Time is basically the people who have nothing live in sectors, just like the films that they keep bringing out to show you what's coming. So the Hunger Games is exactly the same environment. So you've got rich who are super rich, who own all the money, and on this film own all time, because you sell the time for your food, you sell your time for your travel, you sell your time to move from district to district. If a bully in a playground wants to control the playground, he has to do it in sections. The only way the bully can do that is to employ people to control certain sections. He wants everybody to be monitored. He needs to watch everybody, and his crew needs to come back to him and tell him what's going on. Is there anything that we need to watch out for? Is little Mark talking to John, and is Mark talking to John and Peter and Donald and Tim? Are they all talking to each other and getting on really well? And they get like, that's not good. We need to stop that. We need to stop people coming together, because why? Because if they all come together, well, I might not be able to knock them all out. So I need to sort something out. So you guys need to go and make sure that they all fall out with each other. So there's tricks of playing that in the playground. But when you can create an illusion, which is the same illusion as the bully saying to somebody, hey, he hates you, she said this about you, he stole that off you, and now you all hate each other because you've listened to the bully. Digital ID is exactly the same thing. You are listening to something, you're believing something that is coming to help, because the bully has told you, he's lied to you and said, oh, digital ID is great, it's going to stop people from coming into our country and stealing our work. Yes! People believe anything. They believe anything. So they believe this, and then digital ID comes out, and then, hang on a minute. Now all of a sudden you believe in the digital ID. You've now invested in it, and you are in a illusion of something that isn't real. Credits isn't real. At least with money you can feel it in your hand. But what's credits? I mean, we all know that money isn't real anyway. We know it's all bullshit. But at least with money, it's still in your hand, and you can take it out of your pocket when you want, and you can offer it to somebody when you want without question. So like here now, if I see somebody not doing well, feel somebody really having a bad time, I can take some money out of my pocket and give it to them. That's it. No need to question it. Digital ID won't let you take money out of your account and give it to somebody. First of all, they want to know why you're taking it out, digital ID, and whether you're allowed to or not, because they only give you a limit to when you can take that money out, just like they're doing now with cash. Oh no, sorry. If you have over £1,000 of cash, we need to know why. No, you don't. It's none of your fucking business. You're not here to tell me what to do and what I should do. You're not here to ask me questions about where my money comes from. I work hard. I don't need to tell you nothing. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. Why do I? Hang on a minute. Don't you work for me? Don't I pay my taxes so that you're meant to work for me? I tell you what to do. No. We tell you what to do. Oh, okay. So now we realize that the system is showing itself just like Facebook, just like all the rest of these apps, showing themselves for what they truly are. Ultimately, we've been lied to, and we are lied to every day, and we will continue to be lied to, because the system is pure evil. It does not care what you think. It just wants to control you like the bully in the playground, and ultimately, spiritually, this is the most important part. you will find that your spiritual strength will deplete soon as digital ID is imposed on humanity. You're going to be walking round with your head down, knowing there's not a frigging thing you can do, because it is what is called end game. It is the final point. You thought vaccines were bad. You thought being locked up at home for months, you thought that was bad. You just wait till digital ID comes out, because you will be in a virtual spiritual prison for the rest of your life. Digital ID is the end game, and it's coming. And like, what do you do? How do you get out of it? Lots and lots of people right now are coming together, and I've seen it. They're coming together and they're creating their own environment. They're breaking free from the system. They're saying no to it, and they're creating their own environment. Now, when the bully sees you doing something like that, it's gonna tear you down. It's gonna come after you. And this is what we have to also be aware of. So, spiritually speaking, digital ID is the demonic wet dream. That's what it is. It is total enslavement of the spirit. You have no more joy, because your joy is only given through credit. And only if you obey, it will be, I'm trying to express myself in a way that you need to understand what's coming. Has there ever been a job that you've ever had that you wake up in the morning and feel sick to your stomach? Has there ever been a job that you look back on now and say it was the worst part of my life? Has there ever been a job that you've been on that you know that this isn't what I want to do? I'm doing it because I have no choice. I have to work here every day to bring money in every day to just pay the bills, but I hate my life. I hate this job. I hate my boss. I hate everything. That's digital ID every day for the rest of your life. There is no joy. It's gone. Because digital ID will be like that job that you hated. You will feel frustrated. There will be more mental illness. There will be more sadness in the world. There will be more people walking around with no joy, because they'll realize that what they've just done has altered the spiritual energy in this world. There will be so much sadness. So many people will feel like they're in a virtual prison. So many people will feel like that film In Time. So many people will feel that they're in the most demonic prison in this world. That's what's coming. I know it's harsh, and you're going to say, no, I'm going to change my environment because I see things differently. I am raising my vibration. I am I am love and light. This doesn't affect me because la la la. Well, hello, McFly, it's coming. They would not let me into ballet without me stood there saying, no, I am not going through that machine which is asking for my eyes to look into. No, sir, I'm not doing it. Oh, you're not doing it, says the law enforcement. Yep, I've got my passport. Legally, my passport is enough. Oh, is it? Well, you're going back on the next flight. So you're telling me I can't come in here even though I've got this passport without looking into that machine there for you to look at my eyes and say that you're not coming in otherwise? Yes. So what did I do? Like all the rest of us, what we'll do, we'll all comply. For me to get in here, guys, I had to look into that machine. And it's coming, and that's why I said to you, it's coming. Because when you are in a situation like that, what are you going to do? What were they going to do to me? Where were I going to go? The bully is going to do all it can to make life difficult for you. That's what the bully does. And that's where we are right now. So my point is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do now you know this? So I'm saying a lot of people are coming together. A lot of people are breaking free from this system. They are creating, they're buying land and they're becoming self-sufficient. I've already done that, and I've told you it's not easy. It's expensive, it's a lot of work, and you need people to help you. I'm very much a loner, so I might have to change my way. I might have to sacrifice certain things and join together with other people. The only thing I have with that is that most people seem to be nice, and then you start to live with them or live in their surroundings, and you've realised that they're not as nice as what you thought, and then it ruins the whole community. There's only it only takes one person to ruin anything. I've lived, I'm nearly 58, I've lived long enough to know that the idea of community is a lovely thing, but all you need to do is just go on Facebook and just look at some of the communities. Just look at how one person can ruin a group chat and how they influence others. I saw it in my retreats. I did retreats with like 10, 15 people, sometimes 20. And it only takes one person to ruin a beautiful retreat. And it happened to my retreat a couple of 3 times. It just takes one person to ruin everybody's time and energy. So being a little bit dismayed and like feeling a little bit like, oh Mark, you're so negative. It's just that I've seen how humans can be. And it's simple. How many friends can you count on one hand? Friends, like if it's 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, who could you go to their house and knock on the door and for them to open the door and just say, come in, sleep on the spare bed or wherever without any issues? Are you okay? Is everything all right? You go to sleep. We'll talk in the morning. Don't worry about it. Love you. How many people could you count on one hand? That's what you call a true friend. Not many. So, what I'm saying isn't negative or derogatory or, it's just truth. It's being a realist and understanding how life works. Look at me. I'm so adamant against digital ID, and yet when I got to Bali, they wouldn't let me through without me looking into that. And I know it's not digital ID. I already know that there's these cameras that look at you all. They've been out for 5 years. I already know this. And I've always ducked and dived it and said, no, I've got my passport. This was the only time that they were more strict, more... And you don't want to mess in Bali. Let me tell you, you don't want to mess in Bali because their government, the way they're also dictators. They are also very dangerous. You're even 1 day late with your visa, and you will feel the wrath of how bad they are. And it happened to me, and they are nothing short of demonic again. Again, it's all about the bully who runs the world. And literally, in every country in the world, the bully runs the world. So, yeah, I don't know if we can stop it. I don't think we can. I still feel that they'll get it in some way or another. And it will. It's the belief is that it's all to do with progression. It's all to do with, this is a good thing. It's all that. It's all fed to us that way, but it isn't. None of it's good. I carry money with me all the time. I try and interact with money, and you notice with the Balinese, and I've noticed anyway, every time I pay with cash, they go, oh, you pay with cash? And like the excitement on their face. Yeah, and I'm going to tip you with cash. I'm going to give you a tip in cash. They're so thankful because that's gone now. It's nearly all gone. And money is still used here. It's probably one of the only countries that is really used more than anywhere, I guess. But it's going, and more Westerners are coming with cards. And, oh, we've always had cards. We have. But, the same attitude towards money, like I have, is that if I have a tenner, that tenner is always a tenner wherever it goes. But my tenner in digital ID will be swallowed up eventually after 20 digital ID transfers. It then belongs to the government. It belongs to the banks. It belongs to the authorities. And at any given moment, whether you have a house, doesn't matter if you own your own house, if you're on digital ID, they can say, oh, by the way, if you've got a house, we're going to have to take money off you. And if you say I haven't got any money, but I've got my own house, oh, well, you're going to have to remortgage your house. We're going to have to take your house off you. What they're going to do in these next 20 years is going to be, what you think is bad now is going to be beyond your understanding. You're going to be in such shock. And the reason why you're going to be in shock is because my first conversation with a man that told me that this world is not what you think, and that there are bloodlines that run this world on a higher level that you could ever imagine, untouchable, and they are not of this world, and they are here to feed from this world. Therefore, everything that is done 24/7 is to cause as much pain and suffering in this world, so that energy that you create feeds the very bloodlines, entities, and the demonic energies that are in this world. So they work 24/7 as families to cause chaos. They want wars, they want destruction, they want false flags, they want to do anything they can to make you sick and ill. They want to cheat, they want to lie, they want to steal, they want to do everything they can to make you into a negative energy. And I laughed when I heard it inside. I thought, what are you talking about? And 20 years on now, how bloody right those people that told me this were. So, yeah, on a negative, again, finishing on a negative, sorry guys, but it is what it is. It's my channel. I share my truth, whether it's happiness or things that I see. I'm not lying to you. There's plenty of channels out there who will lie to you all day long. There's plenty of channels that will give you inspiration, uplifting messages all day long. But what happens when digital ID becomes 100% part of your life? What's your favorite websites and your favorite YouTube influencers? What will they say then? Or just go along with it. Just be happy. Just go along with it. And then you turn around and say, hang on a minute, they're taking my money off me though. And then they turn around and say, yeah, but just be happy. Be joyful. It's okay. Don't worry about it. They're Pied Pipers leading you down a path that they are part of the very demonic energy that I believe. And I don't even think they know it. They're so delusional by way of that everything's going to be perfect, or God is coming, Jesus is coming, or this world is always going to vibrate at whatever you think it. Well, hold on to your horses, guys, because you've got some deep thinking to do when it hits you. And I tell you, that is something that you need to think about. You need to plan forward of what's coming and what you can do. So what did I do? I bought a plot of land in Serbia, and it's self-sufficient. There's so many fruit trees on this land. There's so much land to grow wheat, harvest. There are so many people around there that have been involved with the darkness that has tried to enslave them or tried to do the worst things to them. So they know what it's like to live through wars. They know what it's like to live through pain and suffering. They know what it's like to be hated by the world, even though they haven't done anything. So they know what to do when bad things happen and come. They know how to survive. So to me, that makes sense. That's why I bought this land. I didn't know why, but now I know. And it's big enough to create a community. And the community that I will invite in are those that are the people that are beautiful, that are kind, that are caring, that ultimately only want people to be happy around them and not greedy or takers or wanters or just people who are genuine, kind, beautiful souls that come from my own world. And maybe in the near future, the sooner this digital ID comes in, the quicker that I will start to create places there. So I might buy like beautiful wooden houses, which have like 2 bedrooms and beautiful kitchen, and then you've got all this land with a forest. We've got a beautiful forest, and maybe you might want a place there. And if I feel it's a fit, then maybe this is what we'll do for the future. And we work together. We work the land. We plant fruit trees, more fruit trees. We plant vegetables, and we work together, and we grow in spirituality with living off the land, living in the forest, and living with a nice community, free from this evil system. We might have to go back to where we once were. I wish you a lovely day, guys. I hope I haven't upset you too much. But maybe what I've shared with you guys might inspire you to think about your future. Like I said, guys, if you're living in the system's going to take your house. No matter how you look at it, they're going to find a way. They already take your money when you die. They already take your money. They're already doing it, but this is going to be the next level of madness. They are going to... And when that computer breaks, guys, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when the computer says no? Computer says no. What do you mean no? I want to go on. The computer says no. Being a naughty person. Even if you're a good person, computer says no. Because there's new things happening now. So and there's new laws and regulations. You see, what happens with evil is like it uses the things that you think sound genuine and sound like right, but it's laughing at you. Or we need a speed camera. What for? Because we don't want a child to be run over. Great idea, let's do it. Ha, says the evil. Now we're going to steal even more money off you. Isn't that wonderful, in the disguise of looking after the child? It's all bollocks, guys. Everything the government does is bollocks, is lies and manipulations. They are pure evil. That's why they're shutting people up. That's why they're shutting people down. That's why this video one day will be used against me if I'm in the system. Every thought, every post, every meme you do or you've liked will be used against you when digital ID comes out. So what you're saying, are you upset with me? I guess you are. So many people can't stand me talking these days. They hate it. They just want to say, shut up, I don't want to hear it. I had one beautiful lady who basically, I think 3 days ago, said, I'm not listening to you anymore, Mark. And I'm like, I scrolled up and I saw a post on Inbox. And it was 2020, either 2020, 21, and it said, hi Mark, I'm absolutely terrified. We're about to go for our injections because we're being bullied. And underneath I said, I am in no position to say anything, but all I can say, and I think the message said that what I saw in the future were people dropping dead, right? And I think that was, I can screenshot it, but it said dropping dead. And the next message said we've talked and we've decided we're not going to go for it. About a year after that, she's messaged me again. She said, you know what, that was what you said to me changed our. She mentioned that with that, if we didn't listen to you, we'd probably be all sick. And then she mentioned her sister. She mentioned a brother-in-law that had dropped dead. And she said, thank you so much. And then scroll down a bit further, and then there's a message coming up saying, I can't listen to you anymore. You're so negative about everything. And I scrolled, and I just messaged saying, please scroll up and look at the first message you ever sent me, and then keep reading it as you go down to this message. And she blocked me. So, yeah, she blocked me, so I can't screenshot it. She's no longer there. Work that out. Work that out. Work that out. I like you because of this, but I don't like you because of that, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's like, it's not whether you like what I'm saying or not. It's just the truth. So there you go. I guess you guys have lost so many friends. Me too. I literally have lost so many friends. But it doesn't stop me talking about what I see is happening. And I'll do it till my last breath. And we are a danger to the system because we don't have a filter. A lot of my friends step in and out of the system. They talk about dipping their toe in, working with it, working around it, knowing who the system is and you know, being part of it, but being smarter. You know, a bit like creative accountants, right? You've got an accountant who says, Mark, I don't like the system, but I know how to work the system. I know how to help you in your accounts, how to, you know, to stop them from stealing all your money. We have to be creative, and this is legal creative accountancy, so it's not illegal. So we start you a company called Sleeping Buddha, so you're not paying 50% taxes. So now Sleeping Buddha pays 25% tax. And I said, okay, is that legal? Yeah, it's perfectly legal. So you open yourself a corporate company in Spain. It's legal, 25%. Oh, okay, so I've just saved myself 25% and I've done it legally. Yeah, that's creative accountancy. So my friends are saying, look, Mark, you've got to be in the system and you have to figure out how to maneuver and get round it. My issue with that is, and I do what you say, that, but my issue is that digital ID will be a noose around your neck that you won't be able to get round anything. You know, we did it when the vaccine passports came out. I was the first one to get a vaccine passport, which was illegal. Of course, you all know that now. You all know it now. And you knew deep down that I'd already done that. And a lot of us did. And a lot of us came together and we all talked about it. And we all knew a doctor who would do it in a different country. And we paid our money for it. And yes, we got around the system, breaking the law and being put in prison for doing that. If and when the digital ID comes out, because now I've said that, they've got me on here for the first time saying it, but I don't give a shit anymore. I've come to the point in my life I don't give a shit, and I think we should be stronger and talk about it. It's all bullshit. It's all a big bully in a playground who's basically a demonic abuser of little children. That's basically the bottom line. We're living in a world where abuse is now pushed as normal, and being kind and caring and speaking the truth is being pushed as demonic. When truth becomes lies and lies become truth, you are now living in hell on earth, and that's where we are right now. Even though you might not see it and you might say your life is wonderful, well, it's only wonderful till it comes to you. When it comes to you, you're the one who screams and shouts the loudest. What's happening to you? Why aren't you listening to other people who are screaming and shouting, saying, hang on, this is dangerous? That's complete selfishness. And I've realized that we are living in a world of complete selfishness. There's only 5% of people out there who are from my own world. The rest are just robots. That's all I see. You call them NPCs, sheep, whatever you want to call them. But they're not. They're just selfish. They're just selfish and they don't care. They don't give a shit about anything. That's what I see. So then you ask me, is this world gonna win in the end? It may do. It may do in the end. but we have to go through this madness. And I think the Amish have got it right. Oh, I don't want to live like the Amish. Well, they seem to be fit and healthy. Oh, well, you need to see what they're like, the communities. There's some abuse goes on there. There's abuse goes on everywhere, guys, whichever country, whichever, it's all infiltrated. And if you understand my teachings say very clearly that the difference between one soul and another is one comes from a dark soul place that feeds from abuse, and the other soul comes from the spirit world that feed love and kindness with gifting, being kind and caring. And they can infiltrate anybody. They can come into anybody or any family, any religion, doesn't matter. So I think we have to find our family. We have to find true souls that come from the spirit world and that we come together. So up until that moment, be well, be happy, enjoy the freedom while you can. I really mean that, enjoy. That's why I'm here in Bali. I'm enjoying the freedom while I can. The freedom of expression, which is just about gone. Look at England. The freedom to speak the truth, which is just about gone. Look at England. Look at America. Look at Germany. Look at Russia. They're just basically evil system is bullying and controlling everybody, and it's frightened to death that people speak and call it out. And the only way they can stop you is by penalising you. And the only way they can penalise you is by your digital ID. Then they've got you by the short and curlies. It's over. It's game over. All right, guys. Love you all. What have you got to say? Go on. Have a go. Have a go at me. Tell me I'm an idiot. I have a lot of people calling me at the moment. Go on. Brendan has said, it's when you know who your friends are. Those who can't listen to your views are not friends. They don't need to agree, but they can listen at least. A lot of people in life are... I can't read that word. I don't know what that word is because I've got dyslexia. But yeah, what you've just said there, totally. I've got family and friends that I disagree with and I listen to. I don't fight. I don't get angry. I don't mock or ridicule. I just put my point across because I know my truth. I always found with my family and friends, a lot of them get very angry. I'm really lucky with Nico, actually. Me and Nico disagree on quite a lot these days, but we agree to disagree, and we have our thoughts and feelings about a lot of things. And normally we come together, me and China and Nico, we come together very, very, we agree on a lot of things, and that's really nice, but it doesn't make a perfect relationship. You can disagree with anybody and still love that person. It's not about agreeing as a spiritual connection. It's about loving each other for who you are. And I have a lot of different thoughts and feelings about my experience to my son. But that's his experience, so he's going to have a different experience than me, and he's going to share that. And I'm like, okay, you've got to look at his experience and think, okay, I understand why he thinks like that. I get it completely. But I say to him then, but there's a bigger picture that I see that you only see when you get older. You only understand the bigger picture as you get older. As you're young, you just got to get on with life. You got to work hard. You're gonna put the food on the table for your kids. You've got to think about here and now. You've got to think about the government and what they're doing to you. But spiritually, that only comes normally later in life when you realise that this is all bullshit. But you're still part of it because you're bringing children up, so you have to deal with that. But yeah, why can't we agree to disagree and still love each other? Because the bully has created that. Demonic energy has created that. If you disagree with somebody now, you have to hate them. And there's something spiritually dark about that. To me, there is something very dark. I listen to people who I just think are absolutely numpties. They have absolutely no clue. But can I sit and have a coffee and chat with them? Absolutely. I'm not two-faced. I'll tell you straight. That's bullshit. I've said that to loads of my friends. Bullshit, it's not true. Here is the proof, here's the receipts, as they say now. Doesn't matter. Their belief system it overrides any receipts. It overrides truth because it's their experience, which is fine. And you have to respect that with each and every one until you come to the point where, wow, you were full of shit, Mark. Now I'm starting to realise that what you said makes sense now. So am I still full of shit? No. Was I full of shit then? Yeah. Okay, so I was full of shit then, but I'm not full of shit now. Thinking the same thing? Yeah. Hello? Did you just hear what you said? So it's got nothing to do with truth. It's to do with some kind of ego, stubbornness, mental illness, because of the way the system has actually made most of us mentally ill. I think that's the truth. I think the system, from being a child, has put you into a prison to go there from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock every day, and basically has abused you so much and has brought forward mental illness because of all the lies and all the freedom that it's taken away from you, and it's made you believe that you have to listen to a system and conform and do what you're told. It's really the spirit breaker of the elephant world. That's basically what a school is. It's a spirit breaker. If you don't know what a spirit breaker is, go and study it. It's basically a beautiful calf elephant being pulled away from its mother, and it's stuck in a wooden little prison that can't move. And for 2 solid weeks, there's 2 men, day and night, with a long wooden stick and a metal thing and they just beat it. They beat it all day and all night until the spirit is broken. They call them spirit breakers. And then it will do exactly what you want it to do. It will paint your painting so you can smile and say, look at this elephant that painted my painting. It will let you ride it. And I think that's what we've become. Through school, many of us had our spirits broken. Some of us still retained a little bit of that spirit. Some of us saw through it and fought against it and tried our best to run away from it. What else can you do as children? But I think a lot of us, ended up with a lot of abuse, a lot of mental illness. I think we're working through that as well. So there you go. Have a lovely day from Bali. Let me leave you with a beautiful view. And just a last reminder, if you can, fight till your last tooth, fight till your last breath against digital ID. Because it isn't just digital ID, it is the complete enslavement of your life forever. Only came across you. I've just seen something here. Somebody said, is that Jennifer? Hiya, Jennifer. Only came across you yesterday. Really? I thought I'd been totally shadow banned, Jennifer. So that's nice to know. And welcome to the family. Everybody on here, apart from the bots, which start to have a go every now and again, everybody on here are absolutely beautiful and kind and caring people who are willing to listen to the truth, who are willing to listen to reality. You know, I think we're all very much realists here. We know what's going on. We see it. We feel it. I actually get called out for not having solutions. But I feel as if when I speak about these things as a whole, we come together to create solutions by the very conversation that we're holding. That's why they're trying to stop us from speaking the truth, so we can't come up with a solution together. So I share these things with you so that you can think about them and come up with solutions. But anyway, Jennifer, welcome. Yeah, there's enough videos out there. Thank you so much. Somebody else said they just subscribed. I can't see your name because my eyes aren't brilliant today. Is that Sue? Hi, Sue. Wow, it's really nice that a few people have subscribed. Literally, my videos, there's over 3,500. You can clearly see that when I first started doing videos, which was like my lemon videos, was when I was fully in the healing world. I was fully focused on healing. I was fully focused on my clients. You can see there's joy there, and that joy disappears as I stopped doing the healing, retired, and I started to focus a lot more on other things. And yeah, you can clearly see that I have changed. That's definitely true. I have changed. But I've changed with accordance to what's happening in the spiritual realms, in the demonic realms, as well as earthly life with the systems that are now coming in. So I'm not somebody who's like a healer that just says focus on positivity all day long, although you should work towards positivity all day long. But I also believe that we're living in this earth and we have to acknowledge what's happening. And if I see somebody in pain, I want to know why. I want to know why. Two reasons. First, I want to know how I can stop that person from being in pain, and what happened and why they're going through that pain. Of course I want to know, because I don't want anybody else to go through that pain. So I speak the same as I did before. It's just changed slightly because now I'm more focused on the system that I know is creeping in towards totalitarian regime that it is, always has been, but now evil is becoming stronger and more powerful, which it is. You can't deny it. There is more people talking about child abuse. There's more abuse happening every day on the internet. There's more legal porn. There's more shock videos of animals being treated bad. All of these things are a sign that evil is becoming stronger, and it is not afraid to share this kind of evil everywhere. It's not afraid to punish good people. It's not afraid to let bad people out of prison or not give them a prison sentence, but to sentence somebody from speaking against the government. These are observations that are so easy to see, and yet so many healers, so many spiritual workers just avoid it and not say anything. And I just don't understand that. It makes no sense to me. If you're a healer, if you're a seer, if you're a psychic, if you're a medium, you know, if you're in that spiritual work, it's your duty to share what's happening in this world. It's your duty to share when you know somebody's going to inject themselves and they could possibly drop dead within that afternoon because you know there's something wrong with what they're doing. It's your duty to, or else what are you? You're not spiritual. And this is where I am. And that's why I'm hated in the spiritual community. Oh my God, am I hated in the spiritual community. They hate me because, like any other ism, it's a cult. So there you go. I'm wishing you a lovely day. I'm wishing you a lovely day, and thank you guys. Anybody new who's come on this channel, I lose about 100, roughly about 100 subscribers every week now. So it never goes up, it goes down all the time. So there you go. That's it's either the algorithms or because they don't like what I'm saying, as many of you are going through the same thing. I'm not the only one. Okay, well, have a great day. I think so. You know, the 3,000 and odd videos that I've got up there, I still think they're still. I think they're never ending. I think they'll always be useful. It's not like I can turn around and say that there's no point listening to them because they mean nothing now. They still do mean. They still have meaning, but things have changed. And if you ask me about the same thing now, I think because things have changed and we have to look at things differently and work on ourselves in a different way, then I think that a lot of my videos would have an extra 5 minutes added to it. So like if you ask me what I think about something now, I think it might have changed slightly than back then because of how things have changed in this world and how things have moved so quickly in the demonic realms. And how many entity there is now here, and how much darkness, how quick darkness is, like it boom, and how glazed that look in 95% people's eyes are to when you say that people are being blown up to bits, how they just don't believe and don't see it. It's like, you know, but then they can't wait till a Trump Tower gets built in Gaza. They'll all be buying their property there, or they'll all be going on holiday there, you know. I mean, like the glaze in, like, people are being killed. Where is that? What is that? Stand there like, how can that, how's that happened over the, oh yeah, but it's all stopped now, guys, don't worry, we've got a peace treaty. No, you haven't got a peace treaty. Basically what's happening, you've flattened it, you've done the work that you wanted to do, now you're going to tell everybody there's a peace treaty. You full of shit, guys, you really are, you monsters. You're saying there's a peace treaty? There's nothing there anymore. You flattened it. What the f are you talking about? You've killed thousands. You've murdered thousands. You've basically committed one of the most biggest and darkest demonic rituals you could on that land. Perfect. Perfect for them, because that's what the energy they want there. They feed from that energy. They live off that energy. So the evil people will be happy there. They'll happy living there because that energy will feed them. A lot of trapped souls there now. But yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, is it Trump now? We need to give him a Nobel Peace Prize, apparently they're saying, for, you know, causing, for stopping this. Like, what are you talking about? It's finished. It's over. It's flattened. You've not done anything for years. What are you talking about? But glaze look. Why is that a glaze look? I'll tell you why. Because a war in a spiritual realms is this. If you kill a baby, you can ask for what you want in the spiritual realms and you will normally get what you want. If you kill thousands, you will get what you want. If you kill hundreds of thousands, you will be able to put some kind of spell, this darkness, over the whole of humanity, so nobody does anything. There might be a few people who see through that, who are strong enough to see through it, but most of those, that 95% that queued up for an injection, don't see it. They don't even, it doesn't even enter into that. It doesn't even see people being blown up. Kids running around crimp means nothing, because there's been some kind of spell on the whole of the world that nothing gets done. Why? Because, like I said, in a single ritual with evil cult members where they are satanic worshippers and they want greed and power, they have to sacrifice a child to be able to get that. That's why you normally you find that when people are in great powerful positions, they didn't get there by love and kindness. They got there by rituals. They got there by evil putting them there because they sacrificed. That's the truth. That's why don't ever get me started with politics. They're all pure evil, 99% of them. There might be one that tries to slip in and tries to break that, but they're normally let in for a reason, because they like to play with them, chew them up a bit and spit them out, just like Congress. What a joke. Just a joke. It's all stage show, guys. It's all a stage show to continue the war and feeding of human life and feeding of fear, so that you feed the very entities that run this world. That's basically the bottom line. Have a wonderful day. Take care. That's my talk over today. Bye for now.